I love the intense colour of every single one. It just gives your face life. So if you're one of those people that really wants to sort of lighten up your wardrobe and make it look really fun, today is for you. Now, what I thought I'd start with was talking about really cool colour combos, because you can see all these blogger shirts here. We've got a range of those really beautiful jewel tones, and they really, really pop. But what do you do when you've got this really bold shirt and you kind of don't know what to wear with it? So I've got 3 really good hacks on colours and prints that you can do when you don't know what to wear. Then we're going to move into what a blogger shirt looks like with a barrel jean or a skirt or a tight pant, a wide leg pant, all those sorts of things. So let's get started with my first tip. Let me grab a belt while we're going. Now, an animal print is a print, but it is not any old print. It's actually like a neutral. So no matter what colour you wear it with, it's always going to match most of the time. I mean, I say always, but really, honestly, always. And it's a really cool way to add a bit of fun to your look. So I'm just going to add our double dome belt, just to break it up a little bit. You can do a chain belt if you prefer. Do you do both? Or is that a bit much? No, I think I'd just do one. Faye would do both. But play around with all your different belts. I've also got necklaces, but I think in an outfit like this, I'd probably just let it pop. I've done an animal print shoe, so I'm really over the top. This skirt is one of those skirts that we've got that's on sale. It's bias cut, it's got lining, and it looks good with every single colour. I'll just grab, I don't want to say wrap, but this one, I thought, no, this isn't going to work. And let's just see. Amazing, right? So animal print on anything, and it can be any type of animal print. That can be your go-to. All right, next look. Now the next print that I think looks amazing with pretty much any colour is a stripe. You can also do this with a spot. We don't have many spots in at the moment, so I don't have one to show you as an example. But I'm going to pop on our burgundy blogger, and I'm going to go quite tonal. So the key is when you've got a really bold pop of colour, try and keep everything else kind of same. You don't want to have too many heroes in your wardrobe. This is our Ponte jogger pant, which is sort of somewhere, I don't know, I kind of feel like it looks like a tracksuit pant, but it's in Ponte, which is a little bit, the fabric isn't dressy, but it kind of lends itself to look really, really glamorous, even though it's super stretchy, super comfy. It's one of those things that honestly you can wear every day, especially for work. How great does it look with this blue? This isn't the outfit. How easy is that though? I've got shorts under there, sorry, you can sort of see those a little bit. They're higher than the pants. I'm gonna go for a matching boot. I know that not everyone's gonna have a pair of burgundy boots, but if you do, seriously, you're gonna wear them all the time, so I may as well show them like that. And I'm just cuffing them up roughly to about ankle height. A lot of you won't need to do any of this because they'll be perfect length, but I'm only 5'2". That's the vibe. Oh my God, cool combo. I love that. But let's chuck on a matching blogger. So you'll notice that I'm going to go quite tonal in this section, and then when I add the pinstripe, it will really pull it all together. This is a slightly different blogger shirt. It doesn't have the pockets here, and it's got this elastic around the sleeve, so you can easily pull it up and you don't need armbands. You'll notice in my other blogger shirt, I was using these to keep my sleeves up. I love them hanging down. I think that's really cool, but you know, sometimes when you just want to get them out of the way, this is a really great option for that. I am wearing size 8s in all the blogger shirts and in the bottoms. So this is one vibe. Now, if you guys want a link to everything I'm showing you today, just comment the number 30 and an automatic link will be sent to you on whatever platform you're watching on. So you can just shop everything here and you don't have to think about it. Kind of takes out all the hard steps to try and figure out what I'm showing, because some things look very similar on our website. All right, this is pinstripe. What do you think? I've got this jacket actually from last year. This is the second year in a row we've done it, and it just matches everything. So, oh gosh, those shorts. So one tip, go tonal, add your pinstripe. And a sneaker would also look amazing. Normally I find red and black together quite polarizing. Do you think? Like, I think it needs someone who can really carry that high contrast. But as soon as you add a pinstripe, it really neutralizes everything down. And just, it's almost like wearing a grey, but you're not actually wearing a grey. You're wearing black and a white. Okay, now I've got one more tip for you in terms of colour. And I use this nearly every single time I get dressed. Every morning. You'll notice, if you follow me on our Facebook VIP group, you'll notice I'm pretty much always got the same concept. And it is to just go tonal with your outfit. So I'm going to start with this forest miracle pant. Probably bunch my shorts up underneath, so excuse that. So this is a really tight pant. Again, I've got a cuff, just roughly. And I'm going to pop on the Forest Blogger, making sure I'm not going to flash you for a sec. This one feels really good. I don't know what it is about this grain. Sometimes every dye batch just gets this little bit of extra something, and the green is like beautiful. All right, so this is when you're doing same. So if you don't know what to wear, pick a colour. Usually I go with like what's the pant colour going to be, because that one's a little bit trickier if you don't have many coloured pants. That's why getting a coloured pant is really cool, because you look really put together, really chic. You sort of get that clean girl look, but you're still playing with colour. I've matched it with a shirt. Like, how beautiful and drapey is this? It's like liquid metal. You know when you see those like ASMR things on Facebook and it's all just like you want to touch it and you want to feel it? This is what that's like. Love it. I've got my cuffs undone and I'll show you why in a sec. I reckon a sneaker would look really good, but I think you can all imagine that. Let's have a play with this, which is kind of also, I'll show you, like a snake print. So again, it's that animal print that kind of goes with everything. I do like this colour with this green. So I'll pop that on, and it gives me a nice point on the foot. So two things, right? If you want to go full tonal, you happen to have a jumper that is basically the same colour. And I would layer up, let my blogger hang out the bottom, so you're kind of getting that really good coverage on your backside and the front. Not sure if heels match now. I'll pop a sneaker on one foot and you guys can decide. Just really, really easy. This is kind of what I'm going to throw on the weekend. Just get straight out of the house. Or if you want to be a lot more dressy, again, you can add in the pinstripe. So if you're going to do that, I would probably be more inclined to stick with the heel, but you can 100% go with the sneaker. I'll show you guys with a front tuck too. Generally, I'm not a huge fan of doing a front tuck in our miracle pant. If it's black, I don't mind. Sometimes I just feel like the colours can be a little bit too much, but let me show you. You know, I say that and then I've literally got on my things to take home a little crop jumper and the burgundy pair of these pants because I love them as a combo and they're short. So maybe I'd do a sneaker. Don't want to look too hoochie mama, too sexy. But that's the beauty of Ponte. They are really more like a pant. They're quite thick and structured. And this is the sport one, so you've got your pocket here, so you can chuck in your phone. It kind of, you know, it's a little bit like an activewear pair of leggings, but they're a pant. They're not a legging. They're definitely a pant. So you can play around with that too. And again, the black might be that little bit too strong to wear with an outfit like this. That's why the pinstripe is so good. Okay, now I want to go through a couple of different options of bottoms to wear with a shirt like this. Now, if you don't have the the blogger shirt, you don't like the blogger shirt, whatever it is, all of these things you can do with any shirt in your wardrobe, especially if it's a little bit baggy. Because when you're wearing a baggy shirt, there's this myth where you can't wear baggy on baggy. And I'm going to show you that you can. It's just all about how you zhuzh. So I'm putting on our barrel leg snake print jean. This is a size 8. I want to do a heel. I mean, on everyone else, these are quite long on me. On everyone else, they'll kind of be at the ankle. And I think that that would look a lot better. Thought I'd go for a really bright colour. And all I'm going to do is a front tuck. That's it. I'm going to let the back all fall out. Let's try these shoes. I don't know if this colour's going to be a bit much, but I do love a point with a barrel leg. Oh yeah, that's cute. What do you guys think? Is that cool? I feel like this is really bold and poppy, but it's really comfy, minus maybe the shoes for some people. I am inclined to want to add a belt just for something to break it up, but I don't think it has to be strong. I'm just thinking, is that a bit hard to see? You guys tell me, because you're probably seeing it better than I am actually, because I've got lots of cameras in my face. Sometimes you just want that little bit, because this has that little metal bar here. Still going to let the back hang out. I think in all shirts it looks really good with the back hanging. It's just about doing that front tuck. Now, if you want to elongate your legs, tuck it in more so there's little overhang. If you're really conscious of your tummy or your jeans aren't as high rise, you can actually do this and let it hang out long, but you can see how much that shortened my legs, and I've got short legs anyway. So this is where you're going to have to play with it to make it your proportion. One tip I always say is try and get a bit of a, like a moon shape over this area. So as soon as we go straight here, it can kind of cut you off. Still doesn't look bad, but it can cut you off. Whereas as soon as I go, tuck it in a little bit more, and then kind of get that coverage over the side, you're creating that really great shape where you're going around like that. And anything that you wear that's on an angle is always going to be really slimming. So this is look number 1. I really like this. Is it too much? It's never too much. Okay, but what about you're a cash girl and you're like, I just want to wear my shirts on the weekend when I'm super comfy. And I do that all the time, especially if I don't want to look like a slob. Do you know what I mean? You want to look like really presentable and nice, but you don't want to look too dressed up. It's one of those things you just want to look like you haven't even tried. Or you might want to try doing a loungewear pant. It's really a tracksuit pant, but I feel like that doesn't sound as glamorous. So I've got these. Tencel lounge pants, so good for travelling. Oops, the tag just came off. And put them on. These are a size 8, and you'll notice they're still a little bit long for me, but they're so comfy. So you do whatever size you want. Go with your most commonly purchased size. Sometimes they say if you're shorter than average, you could size down, especially in a pant like this. Or if you're taller than average, you might want to size up, because that's when your proportions will start to, you know, you want to wear them maybe a little bit more low slung on the hip or whatever it is. Really simple, yeah? And I would do a sneaker, because that's generally what I do on the weekends. So you're nice and comfortable. I would show a bit more ankle, but it would be natural for most of you. So you kind of get that sexy, silky, really luxurious vibe, and then you've just got your sort of street, more everyday on the bottom half. Now, I didn't design this to be part of the outfit, but why not do this? Even if you're traveling for work, I feel like you could totally do this on the plane. Just sort myself out here. I've got a blazer, which is fully stretchy. It's that pinstripe I showed you before. Really comfy to wear. It hardly creases, so if you want to like pop it in like a travel bag or something, it a tiny bit, but not like a normal blazer. Then I've got this. You can do any colour. We're just adding it with black, right? So you could even do hot pink. You could do bright green. You could do the aqua. Whatever suits you. This colour is going to be like jewellery for your face. And you can also, of course, stack your jewellery. We haven't done any of that yet. But I think this outfit is pretty easy. Now, if you find the bloggers are a little bit too low for you, I sometimes wear, which I don't have one here, like a little crop top. That's not actually a bra. It's a little bit like this thing I'm wearing here, but you can get some that are a little bit more covered up. There's a brand that I buy called Ola, which is O-L-A. They do a really good one, but I wear it over the top of a bra because I feel like it doesn't quite give you enough support, but it's like a little cami that you can, you know, it's just a little croppy thing, pop on top, and it's so good for underneath bloggers when you just want that little bit there covered up. All right, I'm going to show you guys another tracksuit pant because I think black is such an easy one to get right. So I'm like, well, what else? What if you've got a sort of a more unique colour and you want to make sure it pops? So I've gone for something again. I've gone for the tonal wool, which is so easy. I'm going to do tracksuit pants, although I do love a heel and a tracksuit look. I think that's really cool, but let's just keep it simple. This pant also comes in a grey, if you prefer. And by the way, we have so many different blogger shirts available. Like there's black, there's white, there's without pockets, there's piping, there's all different versions. I'm just showing you the newest release. With the tracksuit pants, I have folded them over one because you can see if I do it like this, which is fine, they're a little bit too long, and it's so important to show your ankles sometimes. So I'm just going to fold it over. See how I've done that? It just makes them that little bit lower, and they just make them fit me a bit better. I don't think anyone else will have that problem, but if you're short, it's a great little hack you can try. You can do something like that. You can also do a bit of a front tuck. And even if you've got that waistband folded down, just make sure your ties are nice and neat. And it's so easy. Like again, if you're traveling, looking after kids, and you just want something that feels luxurious, it feels like butter on your skin, it is so gorgeous, then you can try something like this. Even the black, like you don't even have to do a pop of colour. I'll put on the hot pink. Which is another amazing colour, which looks great with this. Wow, look at that. Oh my God. What do you guys think? I think I need a heel when I'm in this colour. And funnily enough, I've got just the ones, because everyone has a pair of purple shoes in their wardrobe. Points really are the best thing though. So all of a sudden, it's dressy, right? Oh my God, this colour is beautiful. Do you want to see it with a wide leg pant? I reckon this is the biggest myth that people say, that they can't wear a baggy shirt with a wide leg pant. It's not true. You know what I'm going to say, right? All you need to do is front tuck. This is a size 10, this pant, so they're a little bit on the big side. But all I'm going to do, I mean, they're kind of cool like that, but my legs are too short. It's a real vibe. All right, I'm going to use the self belt to completely cinch it. If you want to have a feature belt, I think that would look really cool too. You can just remove this one. So I've cinched it in. These are designed to be generous in the waist as well. So if you are in between sizes, you'll be absolutely fine to size down. The idea was that you would use the belt to draw it in. And this kind of gives that really masculine vibe. Just hanging out. You could tuck the whole thing in, but often I think that a lot of us prefer to have the back covered. Depends. If you're an hourglass shape, you might want to tuck the whole thing in. But if you're a little bit straighter through the torso, or you're an apple shape, that's when you might want to do this. So you can start creating that illusion of a waistline even if you don't have one. I often leave the belt, see how it's just like hanging around there? I usually tuck it like that so it stays, or if you want to, you can wrap it the whole way. But that's pretty good. It'll stay there the whole time, and I think it just adds a little bit more style. If I was taller, I would do a sneaker. Actually, what about these? You'll hardly see them, but you'll get the idea. Ballet flat? Too much? You can't really tell, can you? No, too much. I'll do a sneaker because I think that's easy. But you could also, of course, do a bit of a boot. Super cute. I love that. And again, that's that pop of colour with that pinstripe. If I had plain black, I won't put these on, but they'll give you an idea. If you're going to, let me get them properly. If you had plain black, these are our sport miracle pant in leather look. They go with pretty much everything, but if you're not high contrast, that's going to look really, really strong on you. I love this with cobalt, because I think black and cobalt are like, oh my God, they just make each other pop. They're so gorgeous. So that's a great combo, but this is when you want to try out that pinstripe look. All right, let me pop on this blue one for you. And don't forget, if anyone wants a link to this, all you need to do is comment the number 30, and whatever platform you're on, we'll send you a link to shop all of the looks. Oh, how good is that? How good is this? I love that. And if I had longer legs and you could see the white sneaker, which I don't, but isn't that a vibe? I really like this. I think I need these pants. I did that live for you guys yesterday in my wardrobe, and this pair of pants is like number one on my need to have list. They're coming home. All right, guys, I hope I gave you a lot of great inspo on how to wear a blogger shirt. Don't forget, comment number 30 if you want a link. Otherwise, I'll see you again tomorrow. Mwah.